Hey guys, what's up? Nikki once again, and we got some new information on the canceled Twisted Metal live service game that was canceled last year, early on last year, from Sony. And this is pretty revolutionary, actually. This is answering a lot of questions we had as Twisted Metal fans and just car combat fans in general of like what exactly was this game supposed to be and how far along were they in making it. And I guess somebody that worked on the game released a ton of information to this article, essentially stating of what exactly the game was and also releasing screenshots from in-game coverage. Now, these screenshots are blurred, and I understand that, yes, I guess they could be faked, but I genuinely believe these are real. And they are blurred due to an NDA with Sony, and I understand that. Kind of sucks we can't see the full resolution of these. Maybe the full resolution will come out one day. But for now, this is all we have, and it's just really interesting, so I wanted to get my take on this and show you guys in case you didn't know. I'll have a link in the description to this exact forum if you want to check the images out for yourself and get the full scoop there. So the report from this says, canceled Twisted Metal live service title was a battle royale featuring out-of-vehicle combat in third person. So this definitely cements my suspicions of them making a battle royale to compete with Fortnite. And I think, and I've talked about this many times on this channel, and the fact that I think Twisted Metal is the original battle royale. The whole formula is a perfect battle royale counterpart to Fortnite, or really any of the on-foot battle royales that we're used to these days. I do feel a car combat battle royale could do well in today's market if given the chance and with the right developers. So seeing that this was canceled and it actually is confirmed to have been a battle royale really pains me, because I understand the whole concept of live service is crap, and I personally don't want to see more of them. I do feel that a free-to-play live service battle royale Twisted Metal could have actually done well. It could have maybe even been super successful, which could have led to more sequels and maybe a full-blown single-player experience down the line. Who knows? So this just kind of makes me even more sad that this was a canceled project. But the weird thing to me is the third-person combat. Twisted Metal is car combat. We all know this. I personally don't believe you should ever be able to get out of the car. I think that completely just goes away from the entire concept of Twisted Metal. It goes away from the concept of car combat. And I just think it's too much. I think it's too confusing, and it would just not feel like the right vibes for Twisted Metal. I understand they want to compete with Grand Theft Auto and other games where you can get in and out of vehicles, and you're also fighting each other. I understand that, but I think the core gameplay of Twisted Metal is strong enough to where you don't need to get out of the vehicle to have a good time or to get new players on board to try it out. So maybe this was for a good thing that it was canceled then, because I genuinely feel a third-person Twisted Metal would have failed. The article continues saying, it's well known that PlayStation has been on a losing streak with long list of recently canceled titles, shutting down many projects from its developers after internal reconstructions. A list mostly composed of live service games. One of these canceled live service titles was a game based on Twisted Metal, a classic PlayStation franchise that would have been revived by developer Firespray, with a focus on this multiplayer game model. According to a Bloomberg report, this is the one that they stated last year, that the game was canceled and after layoffs impacted Firespray as a part of a large reconstruction within Sony. Other reports indicate that the game was intended to tie in with the television adaptation released on Peacock. This is also a huge revelation that I also brought up in my previous videos as an assumption that this game might have been probably trying to come out around the same time as Season 1 of Twisted Metal, because it would make sense, right? They get a adaptation from the beloved video game series. Why not release a game alongside it? It just makes the most sense. However, obviously this was canceled. That never happened. And I think they probably were waiting for the buzz of the TV show to wear off to see how well it holds up and if it gains new audience members, which thankfully it did, and we got a season 2 now. So it's crazy to me that I was right in my assumption that maybe they were trying to tie in the live action game to the series as a whole. So maybe the same characters like Quiet or whatnot would have showed up in the game, which is really crazy to think about. However, no more details emerged about what we would see in the game. The good news is that thanks to the website of a former Firespray employee, we can learn more small details that give us an idea of what it would have been like, along with early development images. This is where it gets really crazy. This information comes from the website of someone who worked on the game as a UI programmer. According to provided description, the game was internally known as Project Copper. And although it is not explicitly stated, it is suggested that the game was a battle royale. This information might be confusing because Twisted Metal is known for purely vehicular combat. Still, it makes sense if we remember the intentions of linking the game to the television series, where the drivers take an equally relevant role, and they're talking about getting out of the vehicles. Now, I understand that if it is trying to be a tie-in to the television series, you're probably going to have cutscenes with characters outside of the cars. They're not always going to be in vehicles. There's probably going to be more depth and more lore to it, which I would have respected and I would understand. However, I stand by that I believe the core gameplay should stay in the vehicles. Fine, you can have cutscenes where the characters get out of the cars. I don't care, because obviously they're still human. The cars are not attached to them except for Axel. But I don't feel like the core gameplay should involve characters getting out of said vehicles and fighting on foot. The description mentions that the game was based on classic PlayStation IP, which we know is Twisted Metal. It contained third-person shooting mechanics along with vehicular combat, with game's objective being to be the last one standing. If it couldn't be more evident from the last line what the genre of the title was, some images reinforce this idea. Here is the under NDA images. I'm going to try to blow these up. I'm going to get it full screen here for you guys so you get a better look at it. It is very blurry and obviously super early beta, early alpha build. There's no textures in the background that I can see. There's some health bars I can see. Looks like a fiery explosion. They were going to bring back, man, that's crazy. They were going to bring back the speedometer, which is kind of interesting to see there. Looks like we have a HUD up here showing maybe what weapon we're choosing, how many weapons you have left of the said choice. There's a character standing on top of the vehicle. So, which is kind of interesting because in the recent teaser for season 2 of Twisted Metal, we saw a vehicle that looks just like this. It's like a pickup truck looking at the camera, and there was a dude standing on the back of the pickup truck with like a Gatling gun. And I think that's what they were going for here with this image. That's really all we can see. There's a compass up here, it looks like, as well. You know, most battle royales have that compass to show where action is happening around you. Maybe if someone's shooting weapons, you can kind of see it on the compass and go towards the action. This probably would have been a mini-map section over here. I maybe see some pickups over here in the background. Those look like weapon pickup areas, but again, can't really see a whole lot with how much this image is blurred, which is a big bummer. Moving on to the next one, this is actually insane. This looks like LA from TM2, or some type of remake of LA. We have a rally car looking vehicle. None of these vehicles look like they're from the series. They may have been brand new, you know, new concepts, maybe taken from the TV show, I don't know, but it's interesting that there's not any vehicles that are like classic returning characters, not in these images at least so far. We have the compass a little bit more, I guess, visible in this scene here. I'm not sure what any of this entitles. Maybe your current character you're looking at. Maybe the 113 is how much health they have left. It's really hard to tell. And then again, we have the speedometer down here. I'm wondering what this means. It was underneath the car in the first image too. I wonder what that's supposed to be. Very interesting. Maybe you guys can give me your ideas and thoughts in the comment section below. Maybe it's their license plate or something. And then over here, I would probably be inclined to believe this might have been the return of the full health bridges that we saw in Twisted Metal 1, and then it returned in Twisted Metal Black. So maybe you could drive up onto these and it would give you a full heal or something. That's kind of what this looks like. Maybe it's a fountain. That could be as well, with some graffiti on it or something like that. Then we have some type of highway system, which kind of gives me a lot of vibes to Harbor City. So I also gave this kind of theory that possibly this canceled live action game would have been a gigantic map working just like Harbor City was trying to do back in 2005, where maybe it's all just linked with these giant highway systems, and you have a big level in the background here with some skyscrapers. So this would have been really fucking cool, man. This just this image alone looks really fun and interesting, and man, if somehow there's a build out there that we can get our hands on to see actual gameplay of this, I don't know, I would give anything for that. That'd be priceless. Moving on to the next one. This is the one that upsets me. So this it's obviously a third-person shooter on foot. He's got a AK or an M4. I don't know what kind of gun that is, but he's holding a weapon, aiming down sights. They just have like a crash test dummy placeholder character. Maybe it's supposed to be John Doe. I'm not really sure. Yeah, just aiming at some tables and little chairs here. We have like probably an outdoor eatery. Looks like a stadium in the background, like a football stadium, maybe in reference to the stadium level that was going to be in Harbor City. Hard to tell. The compass up here returns. I don't really see that. This must be the HUD up here to show you what weapon you're currently using, how much ammo you have left, regardless, like I said previously. And instead of the speedometer, now we have, maybe this is showing your current ammo capacity down here. So I see 22 out of 30. And then your health bar in the bottom left, probably enemy health here. Not sure what's going to be up here, or what was supposed to be up here, I should say. Just a very interesting image all around. I mean, you look at this, and this does not tell me that is Twisted Metal. It looks like PUBG, you know? And clearly that's what they were going for. It was going to be a battle royale, third-person moments. I understand that, but this is not Twisted Metal. I'm glad they did not go down this route, because this would be, I don't know. And the last image. Yikes. Wow, okay. So we have 4 of the same dude. One guy's getting shot at. Looks like they would have ragdoll physics at least, which would have been kind of funny. A lot of blood, so it probably would have been rated mature. We have the guy shooting him on foot here. Same exact HUD. No difference really to the HUD from the previous image. I see like a flag back here, which kind of also tells me they're probably going to bring back the factions from Twisted Metal 2012 and also from the TV show, I suppose. Maybe to have different teams set up, stuff like that. Maybe this says New York or New Jersey or maybe New Vegas or something. I don't know. Because I think in the TV show, they went to New Las Vegas, I believe it was called. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't really remember off the top of my head. So that might be a reference to that. And then we just have some destroyed looking parking garages in the background. Those are they're on a soccer field or maybe a football field or something here. Maybe we're on the opposite side of that stadium we saw in the previous image, which is pretty cool. But man, I just don't understand the concept of why would they do the on-foot sections, because there's no vehicles in these shots. Neither one of these have a car. So the only way I could think of this working if they were to bring this into Twisted Metal is make it so you have to stay in proximity of your car. You know, like you jump out of the vehicle and you can be on foot for 30 seconds or something to do a quick headshot, or maybe to jump on an enemy's vehicle for a second or something, but you have to stay within proximity of a vehicle because it's car combat. And this just, to me, looks like PUBG. It doesn't look anything related to Twisted Metal, which is so weird. This is so crazy. Words cannot describe this. But yeah, this is the only image to me that looks like Twisted Metal to me. Like this looks like a straight remake of TM2 LA. But I don't know, man. These images are crazy. And it's just cool seeing a little bit more information about this canceled project that I think deserves more limelight. Because I want to know, why the hell was this canceled? The rest of the article just states the images are censored with a blurry filter, but despite this, we can identify basic gameplay elements along with other details. In them, we can see very early environments where the player is seen in third person, using weapons, fighting other players, and of course driving a vehicle. In one image, we can see the description, earn credits to avoid elimination. Where do you see that exactly? Which image is that in? Oh, right here. Yeah, earn credits to avoid elimination. And these must be the credits. So maybe different game modes. That's got to be what this is. It's a ton of different game modes, which is cool. You know, I appreciate them trying to make something a little bit different, which could have been a game mechanic. We also see common UI elements like health bars for the player and they appear to be for their teammates. The last detail mentioned in this game was being developed on Unreal Engine 5, a graphic engine that we know Firesprite is already familiar with, as their next horror game, rumored to be Until Dawn 2, is reportedly using that. I did not even know about that. Until Dawn 2, okay. Unfortunately, we have to wait longer to see if Sony decides to revive the franchise in a video game. It is possible, considering that the TV show now has been renewed for Season 2, which only demonstrates that there is still public interest in the IP. You're goddamn right there is. This whole channel would not be a thing if there was no, if we didn't give a shit about these games. We want more games, Sony. We want more games. So yeah, this is pretty cool. This wasn't going to be a super long deep dive video or nothing, but I just wanted to show you guys this and my thoughts on seeing this. Any type of new information that comes out about a possible new game, you know I'm going to be making an update video on it and showcasing that live on this channel. So if you want to be here for more stuff like this, more updates, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Love to hear the community discuss these kind of things. And again, I'll have a link to this article in the description as well if you want to check it out for yourself. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out.